What's up, LA Live Gang? This is your boy AC, and I'm back with another edition of LA Sports Live. As you guys come into the video, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. I really appreciate it. It helps the stream get pushed out to more people. So, like I said, I appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, if you just found a brother, go ahead and subscribe. And while you at it, make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every day when we drop new videos here on YouTube. Now you guys see that thumbnail, you see the title. Man, I forgot to do my marketing to push this video out more to more people, but it is what it is. We're gonna talk to whoever is here on YouTube and Twitch. You guys see the thumbnail, you see the title. Now you guys see the thumbnail. Yeah, the Lakers made severe miscalculations with the roster formation this season. But we're not gonna sit here and do the blame game. It is way too late for that shit, and that ain't gonna change nothing. So that is what it is. But I am just kind of curious, how that conversation went with LeBron, AD, and Westbrook before the season started, and before Russ ultimately was traded to the Lakers. I'm just curious what he said that he was going to do, what sacrifices he was going to make, because the thing just looks weird right now, man. It's not working. It's not going to work. LeBron James himself pretty much admitted last night. If you didn't hear his comments last night, um, uh, the reporters were basically asking him in a roundabout way about the team's roster formation or whatever, and he didn't really answer the question directly. He said, "I don't know what you're trying to get at," but ultimately he did. Ultimately, he was asked, "Do you think this team can get to the level of play of Milwaukee?" And he said no. Ultimately, he said no, and that's an indictment on the Lakers season. And hey, it was a truthful one. It was a truthful one, and to hear it from the leader of the team while AD is set right next to him, that says a lot. That says a lot. So, and then you follow that up with his remarks about the upcoming trade deadline. And like I said, he said that stuff right next to AD. So you follow his statements last night up with what he said previously about the trade deadline. I mean, that means he's open for it. He's ready for it. He's welcoming changes. Now, the man that was sitting next to him, I don't think he's going nowhere. I hear Russ, man. I mean, not Russ. I hear AD's getting a lot of blowback about his performance against last night. And by the way, once the Lakers went down by like more than 10 last night, I, you know, I I gracefully bowed out. I just decided to ended up watching a movie last night, which turned out to be pretty good. Um, Shout out to the chat. What's up, Angry Laker fans? Hey, I actually sat down and watched uh King Richard last night. It's Black History Month, so I'm trying to do stuff with the kids and talk to them and watch movies and shit. Anyway, we watched King Richard, and they actually turned out to be pretty good last night. But anyway, I didn't watch the game because once they went down by 10, I'm like, I'm, I, I don't want my blood pressure to go up. But anyway, I kind of knew it was going to happen. But anyway, back to AD. I hear AD getting a lot of flack about his performance against Giannis last night. I'm like, look, man, you guys are so quick to turn on AD. You forgot the what is it, 5 or 6 previous games when he's dropping 30, averaging 30 over the last 5 or 6 games. It appeared to be back at bubble status, AD. And you guys going to turn on him and flip on him after the best player in the game serves him up? I don't think that was completely fair. That's all I'm saying, man. I don't really think that's fair. Some of the criticism I saw AD get. Now, I did tune in towards the end or whatever, but I saw enough in the first quarter. I saw that he wasn't playing quite as aggressive against Giannis as the prior competition, the previous games. But come on, man, he's still getting himself back into shape, and to to revert back to he's soft when Giannis serves him up again. I mean, I just don't think it was completely fair. But anyway, but I digress. Um, so that's the situation there, right there with AD and LeBron. They appeared to be back together on track, and now LeBron's publicly pretty much admitting what we all seen all season, that this thing is just not working. And basically, I was a little bit late, guys, because I want to hear some of the analysts talk, after the game last night. And one thing I heard Brian Windhorst say, um, this is actually a couple hours ago. Brian Windhorst said pretty much LeBron's public statements he's basically saying that and AD. I think everybody's subject to change. I know all the ramifications because it's been a long season, so I ain't had nothing else. I ain't had nothing but time on my hands to sit back and analyze the contract situations of everybody on our team and some of the players on the other team. So I know all the ramifications of trading Russ, not trading Russ, his salary this year, next year. I know all that stuff. But and prior to this game, and then prior to whatever, let's see what's going to happen tonight. I think I was leaning towards Russ was going to end up being here, and we're just going to have to do what we need to do in spite of him. But now, with LeBron's public comments, I'm sorry, guys. I'm working in the field today, and we got some damn cement trucks here. Hold on, it'll go away in a minute. But anyway, but now, I don't think the Lakers are going to stand pat and tolerate a bunch of losing for the next 25, 26 games. I don't think so. And combine that with what I saw happen to Russ at the end of the game, with him pretty much being benched in the fourth quarter, the Lakers, I just don't think they're going to go for that, man. I think they're going to exhaust all options. I've heard plenty of talk back and forth. We know the people. We know the pieces that they have as assets, supposedly THT, none, and that 2027 first round pick. We know all about that, all the different scenarios. We know about that. But prior to last night, what I'm saying is I didn't think the probability of Russ getting traded I thought was very slim. But now I kind of believe Palinka's just going to do whatever he can, whatever is humanly possible. And that's another thing I want to talk about, Rob Palinka. I think he's going to explore every option. And we know we've heard the rumors about Russ and a possible wall trade, and the sticking point. It's just rumors. The sticking point being that damn first round pick. Man, I don't give a damn. I want Russ out here so bad. I will. The pick they can have it. Now we do have a whole bunch of second round picks too, but I know they would be interested in the 2027 first round pick. But man, I'm at this point. I'm like, man, trade whatever you have to trade to get that dude and his attitude out of here, man. I'm tired of him. We know we had going back a couple years, 2020 and 2021, the Lakers had issues in the locker room. But guess what? They never did spill out publicly until the seasons ended. We never did hear about I don't even want to talk about it, but there was issues, people beefing over the last two seasons with the Lakers, but we didn't hear it until the season's over with. This crap with Russ, we barely halfway through the season. He's been doing it sneaky since the beginning. But this thing with Russ and him calling out the coaches and all this other kind of stuff, and now is heightened because his ass being benched. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I want him and his attitude away from this team. Period. Just get him out of here. John Wall, don't lecture me about John Wall. The Lakers were down by 30. They're 3 games below 500. I can hardly think of a scenario with bringing in John Wall will to make the situation that much worse. I repeat, given the Lakers' current set of affairs, bringing in John Wall cannot possibly make this shit much worse. Anyway, because John Wall, he ain't going to come in talking crap. He's going to come in, play hard to the best of his ability and be happy to be here. Russ, I don't know what's up. Now, here's another way to look at it. We got the upcoming, because another way to look at it is we've seen this before. We've seen this before over the last few years prior to the deadline since LeBron's been here, where if the other team, if the other players on the team are not secure with their roles, that the possibility of them being traded might affect their play. And we could definitely say that about Russ, but we could also say that about the other role players, because some of these guys, these veterans, you know, if they were to be traded, let's say people like Bazemore, DJ, and Ariza, if they were to be traded and moved up to the Lakers, it's a good possibility those guys could be out of basketball because they're veterans, they're old, none of their performances have been any good. So, you know, they might be looking at their end of their career. Some of these guys, I'm just saying, it might sound a little bit far fetched, but I'm just saying some of these guys might even be thinking about that, and it may explain some of their poor, what I'm saying, play. No, that's just another excuse, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So that's something else you gotta look out for and take into consideration when you're making these judgments on these players. Now, to the front office. Um, like I said, I've been hearing a lot of stuff. Um, wasn't pretty much. I wasn't online last night, so I didn't hear anybody's show last night or whatever. But I just saw on Twitter where people were calling out Rob Pelinka, telling him he must, uh, you know, make wine out of water, and he must make blockbuster trades to fix the Lakers. And I'm just like, man, you guys got to be realistic. You got to be realistic, man. Look, Rob Pelinka does not. He has very few options, and then you combine that on top of teams always trying to screw the Lakers. Man, don't be expecting the man to make wine out of water. I don't think that's going to happen. He's going to do the best he can, and you some guys, man, they're really quick to turn on people. Some people they're really quick to turn on AD at the after a subpar game against the best player in the world, and then they're quick to turn on Rob Pelinka after you forget Rob Pelinka finished after Magic left, after Magic quit. He finished the AD trade. Then he cleared enough money under salary cap to trade to attract another max player. Uh, Lakers had enough room to get another max player. They were saving that for Kawhi. Didn't work out, but whatever. He was able to make that happen. We won the championship. The next year, he made more big moves. He acquired Markeith Morris. 2020, he acquired Markeith Morris at the buyout market. Markeith helped us greatly in the bubble to win the title. The next offseason, he acquired players like Montrezl Harrell. He acquired Dennis Schroeder. It didn't work out, but the point is, people running around here talking about like he's incompetent and he can't make trades. Just that's any team. Some moves work, some moves don't. But now all of a sudden he's incompetent. He was lucky to get the job, and him and Jeannie need to be out of there. How the fuck he just won a title 2 years ago, and now you want him out of here because he's incompetent, and Jeannie doesn't know what she's doing. Man, get out of here with that mess, man. Get out, man. Some people, man, I'm looking at on Twitter and on YouTube, man. Y'all speaking too emotionally. Things happen, and ultimately, we're not about to place no blame. Not about to place no blame. But Pelinka's not a dumbass, and he knows the Lakers' calling card for the last 2 years was defense. Now the decision was made to trade all the defense away or to let it walk. i.e., Alex Caruso. But you can't blame all that on him. That's all I'm saying. You can't blame all that on him. I don't think if the team's calling card was his team defense, we didn't ever have no one outstanding defensive player besides AD. But if their calling card for the last 2 seasons was great collective team defense under Vogel's scheme, I don't think Palinka's first thought would be to trade all the fucking defense away. I don't think. I mean, you guys can say what you want, but I don't think he's that damn stupid to think I'm gonna just trade all the defense away and I'm gonna just let Alex Caruso walk. I don't think that's what he would want to do. But you gotta listen to the owner. You gotta kind of have the ear of your star players, and that's the decision that was made. He makes the final decision, of course, and it just hasn't worked out. So anyway, my point is, man, don't flip on the dude when he's making moves. Getting star players and all that kind of shit, and then a couple things go bad, and then all of a sudden he doesn't know what he's talking about. Man, you guys get out of here with that mess. Get out of here with that. Anyway, trade deadline is coming up tomorrow. Will will the Lakers make a trade 50-50? I mean, I think they're going to make a trade, man, but ultimately, in my eyes, the only trade that they can make that would make some kind of difference is to trade Russ. He's got to get out of here, man. And I'm not even going to mention who he's going to get traded for, but I'm like, packaging THT, none, and a pick together, you're only really going to get one player out of that deal. And one player, is only going to make so much of a difference. I don't care who it is. But in order for a drastic change to be made on this team, Russ has got to go. He's got to go. And if we can get a package of players, whatever, or if the John Wall's uh, opportunity presents itself, so be it. But at this point, the Lakers need a major move, and I think Pelinka can do it, man. I think he can do it. But if it doesn't go, and then also, guys, don't forget we have the buyout market, and I can almost guarantee you that Tristan Thompson will be a Laker at some point. But anyway, before all that happens, we got the trade deadline. Um, we'll see. We'll see. We'll know in about 24 hours if Palinka is able to make a good blockbuster type move, or I really can't see them standing pat, man, because they're gonna know the ratings are gonna start to go down and all because you know people are not gonna just sit up here and watch this crap. And then, like I said, I found out Russ got benched in the fourth quarter, pretty much the whole fourth quarter last night. I didn't think that was gonna happen till the playoffs. So if it's happening now already, we in trouble. I don't want to hear nothing about Vogel. I don't want to hear nothing about him. He does some dumb shit too. But guess what? I don't think he's a coach of the Lakers. His calling card is defense. And like I said previously, him as a coach, I don't think he was happy to see all of his defensive players like KCP, Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma was playing decent defense and he was rebounding. And I don't think he was happy to see them get traded. That definitely wasn't his decision. And I don't think he was happy to see Alex Caruso allowed to leave without even really been given a decent contract offer after he said he would take less. I know all this shit about the luxury tax or whatever, but if you guys remember last season, I said keep them both. I know it's not my money. I know it's going to cost the Lakers tens of millions of dollars, but guess what? If you would have kept THT, if you would have kept Caruso, you would have been able to package Caruso too. That's just one more asset you would have had. Because if you would have had Caruso, as it stands right now, the Lakers going, this is the rumors they're going to trade THT and Nunn and whatever. That's like 15, $17 million. But guess what? If you would have had Alex Caruso still, that's at least another 7 million. Now you're talking about $24 million. Now you're talking about $24 million. Now you're talking about you could trade for a difference maker, a player in the 22, $24 million range. Now you could put a package together to trade for a player like that versus a $15 million player. It's a big difference. And I know all the difference in luxury tax difference and all that shit. I know all of that. I don't care. I'm just talking hypothetically. And then you could make a move like that and still be able to make another move involving Russ. But anyway, that didn't happen. It's not gonna happen like that. But I'm just saying hypothetically that could have happened if we would have decided to keep Alex Caruso. And then on top of that, the defense still would have been better. Anyway, I'm not saying they would have been in fourth place with Caruso. I'm just saying they would have been a 2 or 3 games better, at least. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to jump on for about 20, 30 minutes, say what's up with you guys. Tomorrow, the trade deadline, we will be live, probably starting I'm gonna start pretty early. So I'm gonna start probably about 7 a.m. I'm gonna start about 7 a.m. Pacific time. So if anything goes down tomorrow, as long as my connection is good, because I will be at work, but as long as my internet connection is good and solid, we will be live. And if the Lakers make a move tomorrow, if they make a big trade, we will be live doing our trade deadline live show. But anyway, thanks to everybody in chat. Thanks for everybody coming by. This is your boy AC, LA Sports Live. I will wrap with y'all later.